Here we are live on a Saturday afternoon for another Matildas game. We are taking on Panama. This is the third match in charge for new head coach Joe Montemurro. And we obviously had the two games against Slovenia last week, and we learnt a lot from those couple of games, man. A bit of a slightly new formation, new tactics from the Matildas, and overall, I think we can collectively say that we liked what we saw from Australia in those couple of games, a win and a draw, but overall good performances for the most part. Taking on Panama here, it's a new test for Australia, and very curious to see how these matches pan out. But today's match is an interesting one as well because it's being played in what we can. I think it's fair to say a more regional area of WA, right? So I don't know if we've ever got any of our Western Australia viewers tuning in. Good to see Sam here in the live chat. Says, how's your day going? Lockie, Sam, good to see you here, mate. Day's going well. Really enjoying my Saturday. It's been a decent day here on the central coast of New South Wales. A little bit cloudy, but no rain to report. Valhoon's here. G'day. Says, nasty knock for the keeper. Have I missed something? As the game kicked off, I'm still pulling it up here. But no, I'm very much looking forward to this one. And of course, this is the first of two games against Panama this week. We've got taking them on it on Tuesday as well. But Paramount Plus was being a bit weird. This game is available to watch on Paramount Plus if you're in Australia, and it wasn't loading for a bit. But yes, we are on. We're coming in a little bit late here. Apologies for that. But yeah, thanks for keeping us up to date there, Valhoon. I've now got the stream up and running of the game, and the goalkeeper is down. As Valhoon says here, yeah, Panama keeper's done her knee. And the Panama's backup goalkeeper is already warming up. So I went into this assuming that it was going to kick off a bit later because, especially for the Matildas and Socceroos games, they usually kick off 5-10 minutes after what they say the start time is. That's how it was the other night, but looks like they kicked off right at 4:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's 2:30 p.m. local time. Finally getting a replay of this knock on the keeper. Ooh, that's nasty. Yeah, collision with her own teammate. It's the left knee. That's really worrying. That's really concerning. We hope they're okay. But it's not a nice start for Panama. The goalkeeper that must have been within the opening minute, hey. And the stretch is out already. This is not a good way to start the game. That's for sure. How you guys going? Good to see you tuning in here for this live watch-along today. Appreciate you guys joining us. The live watch-alongs are back. Feel free to throw any comments, questions in the live chat as we watch this game, discuss this game. If you've got any thoughts on the game or any questions or comments on anything regarding the A-League, Socceroos, Matildas, anything Australian football. Sam here says, good signings for the Jets. Burgess and Alex Battolato. Yep. They finally got him over the line. The Max Burgess one is one we'd heard about for a long time. That had been spoken about quite a lot, and it's now official, Max Burgess. Which is, it's a good move for him. I mean, Sam, are you happy with those guys being at the club? I mean, Max Burgess, Alex Battolato, two sort of similar players. They're both like attacking midfielders, aren't they? But I think they're really good pickups for the Jets. And I mean, just obviously a good move for Max Burgess. I mean, any move away from Sydney was going to be a good move for him because he just wasn't going to get any minutes on the pitch in a sky blue shirt going forward, at least under Ufuk Talay. That was what it seemed, at least. So hopefully he gets more game time at Newcastle. And Alex Battolato, I'm curious to see how he goes at the Jets. He could really flourish there as well. He was on loan at Victory last season. I'm surprised that Wanderers didn't make more of an effort to keep him. As far as I'm aware, he was still contracted at Western Sydney Wanderers. So, yeah, man. So this is a really sad start here for Panama. Their goalkeeper's going off injured. Bit of a nasty one. The knee looks to be that left knee from what I saw. And within the first 5 minutes here, they're going to have to sub off their keeper. That's right, Valhoon. Terrible news the other day in regards to Diogo Jota. Very sad. Sam here says, gobsmacked. Couldn't even think of it. Was out of breath. Yeah. Yeah, terrible news, tragic news, and it's great to see that the whole football world's, the whole football fans all over the world knows the name Diogo Jota, and yeah, we're definitely thinking of the family at this time. So, Matildas here in regional WA, game 3 of the Joe Montemurro era. And we've got plenty of changes to the lineup here, that's for sure. It's always great. These friendlies are a great opportunity to really rotate things around and give opportunities to players who maybe don't get that much game time. Hands Oval, Bunbury, the name of today's venue. And dude, I'll tell you what, the turnout looks really strong. It is packed. It is packed in the stadium. The stadium oval, I mean, they've got like a couple grandstands, but it's great to see the Tillies going to a more regional area of the country. So the formation, the lineup that we've got here, you can see we've got on the side of the screen here, we've got the lineup for Australia. We'll keep an eye on whether this is what we will see in terms of formation, or whether Montemurro wants to throw some curveballs. But it does look like Caitlin Torpy's playing at right back, Pry and Nevin, the two centre backs, Jamila Rankin over at left back. We are used to seeing Courtney Nevin play left back for the Matildas, but she's slotting in at centre back. A midfield 3 of Chidiac and Murphy and Berryhill. Looks like Berryhill may be playing a bit further up the pitch. Russ off the right, and it looks like it might be Emily Gilnick, in fact, off the left-hand side. Blinkers here. G'day, Blinkers. Says, howdy all. Shame about Panama's keeper. She's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, terrible. Terrible. We hope she's okay. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But, yeah, man, not a terrible start for the game. We do not want to see that. I mean, you never want to see that, but, I mean, especially in a friendly game, just a couple minutes in, and, yeah, it's really sad. So, hopefully she's okay. What else are we saying here? Sam says, I think there is talk about signing Joe Shaughnessy from Scotland to add a senior defender to the backline, as we don't really have that many old players in the squad. Yes, that has been one that has been spoken about lately. Joe Shaughnessy, who's been playing his football in Scotland, Irish defender, I believe. Matilda's long-range free kick swung in, headed away. Great to see the Tillies wearing the away kit today as well, the darker away kit. But as you say, there's Sam just back on Newcastle Jets. They've got a very young squad. I think last season they were one of the youngest teams in the A-League. So I think to bring in an experienced centre-back in Joe Shaughnessy looks like a good move for the Jets ahead of the upcoming A-League men's season. Rasso. Great to see her starting, man. Hayley Rasso back for the Tillies, starting, captaining the side as well, wearing the captain's armband today, I believe. We'll update that lineup as well. Looks like it is Emily Gilnick over on that left-hand side, and McNamara through the middle. Pretty versatile front 3 there for Australia. And a bit of a reshuffle in midfield. Looks like it's Berryhill playing that number 10 role, which is that number 10 position, that attacking midfield position, is where we did see Amy Sayer feature quite a lot in the first couple of games against Slovenia. And she did such a good job, man. But Chloe Berryhill, given the opportunity, Western United midfielder, formerly Matildas fans might be more familiar with the name Chloe Lagazzo. Chloe Berryhill, starting in that attacking midfield role. So that is the lineup we've got today for the Tillies. You can call it a 4-3-3, call it a 4-2-3-1, whatever you want to call it. But for me, it's more of a 4-3-3. You've got those wide players staying really high up on the pitch, wide forwards. Lagazzo will look to pick up little pockets of space in between the lines. Ten minutes into this game at Bunbury, and Australia with the bulk of possession, which again, that's one thing that we learn a lot. That we learnt a lot about from those first couple of games. Australia very keen to hold on to possession, as Hayley Rasso keeps it in, does well. This is nice. Rasso still. Good little run. Ran into some traffic. But that's what she brings, Hayley Raso. But the possession stats have certainly been looking pretty good for Australia under Joe Montemurro. Happy to take their time on the ball, build things up from the back. This time Nevin goes long, though. That's nice. Finds Raso. Cutting in. Hayley Raso looking dangerous early on in Bunbury. Chidiac finds Berry Hill, who's onside. Cross wasn't the best. And Panama deal with it. Panama, a new opposition for Australia, for the Matildas. It's great that we've faced such a variety of opponents in recent years. It's good to test ourselves against different opposition. Blinker says Raso is looking confident early on. Yep. She's one of the stars for Australia, of course, Hayley Raso, and we know when she's on a game, man, she's hard to stop on that right wing. And great to see her. I mean, wearing the captain's armband is a big deal too. I'm sure a proud moment for her as well. We were talking about that front three a little bit earlier. It looks like McNamara has shifted over to the left-hand side for maybe just a moment. Kilnick through the middle. So that's the other thing that I think we're seeing from Australia in these recent games, a bit of versatility in regards to positions and where the players are playing. For example, we did see Alana Kennedy, used to seeing her in the centre of defence. She was slotting in midfield against Slovenia. Same with Winona Heatley, can play either of those roles. It feels like almost every player in the squad can play like 2 or 3 positions, which is good. You know, that's what you want as a manager. You want that versatility. You want your team to be adaptable. And so far, it seems that the squad is really buying into what we're doing here. G'day, Nama. Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Valhoon says Bazana set to be our new Raw keeper. Yes, I did see that as well. Some news online that maybe Dean Bazanis could be heading back to the A-League, to Brisbane Raw. Sam as well says, I don't know if it's true, but in a Jets chat, someone mentioned Matt Acton to sign as a goalkeeper since we don't have Ryan Scott anymore. And there was talks about signing a senior goalkeeper to help Noah James. Yeah, well, I mean, Matt Acton, Brisbane Raw did this past week announce the departure of Matt Acton from Brisbane Raw. I'll tell you what, that wouldn't surprise me, Sam. Acton, I think good enough to still, be playing at A-League level. And look, if he goes to Newcastle, whether he would be the starter, I don't think that's concrete that he would be a starter at Newcastle Jets, because you got a good young goalkeeper in Noah James, who did play some games last season, didn't he? So I think that would be a smart move from Newcastle to bring in that more experienced goalkeeper, as you say there, Sam. So yeah, a bit of a goalkeeper merry-go-round. So it could be Bazanis to Raw, and who knows, maybe Matt Acton to Newcastle. So yeah, who knows if that's actually true or not, Sam. But I could see it happening. That's for sure. Possession stats so far: 72% for Australia. That paints the picture a little bit early on here. A lot of the ball falling the way of the Matildas. And Courtney Nevin, she's been pretty busy already playing the ball out from the back. Centre back today, Courtney Nevin, alongside Pryor. McNamara off the left. Caitlin Torpy's at right back today. We saw her on the wing against Slovenia, this time playing as part of that back line. So far, I'll tell you what, Panama looking pretty solid defensively, not giving Australia too many opportunities when we push into the final third. How good's the turnout, though? You can see on the sidelines, it's certainly more of an AFL, a cricket oval, hands oval. And I'll be honest, I wasn't familiar with this venue before this game was announced. Hands oval in Bunbury. But it must be nearly capacity. I was looking it up earlier today. I think the capacity is something like 14,000, 15,000, something like that. But you look at it, like the hills and everything, there's a few grandstands set up, but there's a lot of people just sitting on the grass. Got the picnic rugs out, the camping chairs, who knows? And it looks like a decent. You don't see that, these days that much. Hey, I mean, the Tillies, one of Australia's most popular sporting teams, packing out stadiums all over the country. We're so used to seeing the Tillies filling up Marvel Stadium, Allianz Stadium recently, Stadium Australia in Sydney, of course, Olympic Park. And against Slovenia, and again against Panama on Tuesday, the Matildas will be back at HBF Park in Perth. But yeah, this is cool. This is rare. We might not see this very much going forward in the future. The Matildas playing. It is just a friendly match, but still taking a match to a regional area. I remember seeing the Matildas play on the Central Coast at Central Coast Stadium. That must have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, though. And that was great. I sometimes wonder whether the Matildas would ever return to the Central Coast. I know the Tillies played in Newcastle last year, right? They played in Newcastle last year. This year or last year, I think the Tillies played in Newcastle. So it's good that we're taking these games to different parts of Australia. That's for sure. We've got the Asian Cup next year, of course, the Women's Asian Cup. We are hosting it. And the Matildas will be travelling around the country for that as well. Here come Panama, down the right. There's a bit of space in the box. Tash Pryor gets a foot to it. Oh, I tell you what. That looked like it struck the hand of Tasha Pryor. It flicked up. And after 17 minutes, Panama have got a corner, but I tell you what, that easily could have been a penalty. Replays will be interesting. But Natasha Pryor just had a bit of trouble dealing with that cross. Maybe more of a shoulder. Perhaps more of a shoulder there from the Newcastle Jets defender, Natasha Pryor. Sorry, just jumping back into the chat now. What else are we saying here? Appreciate you guys joining us. Blinkers, Valhoon, Sam, Nama's here as well. There's a Spanish language broadcast on YouTube right now of this game. There you go. Nama asks, can you please tell me what to expect for Ali Kuwal as a West Sydney Wanderers fan? Yes, as a Mariners fan, of course. Know Ali Kuwal very well. Spent a few years at the Mariners. Look, I think it's a good signing for West Sydney Wanderers. He's a physical player. He's great in an aerial duel. And he does work hard, Ali Kuwal. So I think it is a good pickup for Western Sydney Wanderers. I'm curious to see whether he'll be a consistent starter for Western Sydney Wanderers. I know they've got Brandon Borello there as well. They've signed Costa Barbarouses. So where does Ali Kuwal fit in that attacking lineup for Wanderers, considering they've got a few other options already there? Good claim by Tegan Micah. Cross sent in. Australia's goalkeeper has it. What else are we saying here? Valhoon mentioned Mariners getting Redmayne. Is it confirmed yet? Have we got any breaking news? That does sometimes happen when we're doing a live watch along here. Sometimes there's a transfer news that's confirmed while we're live on stream. So tell you what, if anything happens, let us know. But that has been spoken about for some weeks now, hasn't it? Andrew Redmayne to Mariners. Nothing announced yet. Nothing official, but we'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind it as a Mariners fan. I wouldn't mind it. We'll say that. Valhoon says, good old suburban ground. And yes, you're right, Valhoon. Tilly's played in Townsville a few years ago. I was there. Yes, I do recall that. And of course, they played in Canberra recently, right? Who did we play in Canberra? Matildas played in Canberra early this year, didn't they? Against Argentina, that's right. Those 2 Argentina friendlies, which were only just over a month ago, in Melbourne and Canberra. Sam says, speaking of Newcastle, I always wish the Socceroos played a game in Newey, as I know the Matildas do. That'd be cool to see the Socceroos in Newcastle for sure, yeah. It's probably been a while since the Socceroos have played there. Valhoon says Socceroos in Townsville would be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to see, for both Socceroos and Matildas. Obviously, you got to go to the big stadiums and the big cities and, Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane and Adelaide, everywhere. But it's cool to occasionally play in a, not necessarily a major city. I mean, today, of course, the Matildas in Bunbury. The Socceroos did take a World Cup qualifier to the Gold Coast last year. Not necessarily the regional area, I think, the Gold Coast. It's a pretty substantial area. Nama asks, what's your thoughts on Mark Jackson applying for another job? Yeah, so this was something that happened that came out a few weeks ago. It was a few weeks ago now, that Mark Jackson reportedly, I think is the key thing, according to reports, applied for a job. That was the wording. I think it was Scott Burns, a journalist in the UK. We might come back to that because Panama are in behind here. Great chance for the away team and Natasha Pryor. Great sliding challenge. A little bit of a mix-up at the back, perhaps, and Panama are almost in with a chance. That's great defending, though, from Pryor. Back to your comment there, though, Nama, the question about Mark Jackson. Look, we don't know many details about that, whether Jackson actually did apply. That's what the report said. That wording was used, that he applied for Motherwell in Scotland, was the gig, was the club. Or whether maybe he was just on the short list for that job. Motherwell have since appointed someone else as their head coach. But, yeah, it's a bit concerning if your head coach is looking at other jobs. Since then, I think there was an Instagram story the other day of Mark Jackson. He's back at training with the Mariners, so who knows? Maybe there's nothing to it. Maybe it's all good with Mark Jackson and the Mariners. Hopefully it's all good. Sam says, not since 2015, the last time the Socceroos played in Newcastle, I think. At the Asian Cup, right? The Asian Cup. Wasn't it like a quarter-final or semi-final or something was played in Newcastle for the Socceroos? Something like that. What's everyone's beverage of choice for today's game, or snack of choice? We've just got a chamomile tea here in a Star Wars mug. Sam says for that Socceroos game semi-final, I believe against UAE. That sounds about right. Yeah, I do recall that. 10 years ago. Isn't it crazy to think it's been 10 years since that Asian Cup? Bro, we're all getting older. Chidiac on the ball. Australia. Haven't really had too many clear-cut opportunities yet, but here comes Australia. Trying to find a way through. Looks like there may well be a bit of... Oh, that referee's intercepted the ball there inadvertently. Looks like there's been a bit of a reshuffle in that front line. Gilnick looks like she's playing in a central role. McNamara perhaps out wide now. McNamara. Two players as well, funnily enough, who have a bit of transfer news around those two players. Well, McNamara's not going anywhere. McNamara has re-signed at Melbourne City for the upcoming A-League Women's season. Great re-signing for City. Here comes Hayley Rasso. Great chance for Australia. Rasso inside. Trying to release it. Panama. Closing. Rasso's appealing for the foul, I think, but great chance. We were like 3-on-2 there. Yeah, Holly McNamara re-signed by Melbourne City. Emily Gilnick's on her way to Mexico. She's signing with CF Monterrey, I believe, in Mexico. That was announced this past week. Sounds like you need a drink, Sam. One big move there for a Matilda star, Emily Gilnick, on her way to Mexico from Melbourne Victory. Some more Matildas transfer news this past week. The big one, Ellie Carpenter, signing with a big club in England in Chelsea. It's a huge move. Fantastic move, really exciting one for Ellie Carpenter, signing from Lyon. And of course, Chelsea, the current club of Sam Kerr. So, really exciting to have a couple of Aussies at Chelsea there. Gilnick, standing over this free kick. I mean, will she shoot? Valhoon says put the boot through it. I assume you're referring to this free kick opportunity, Valhoon. Emily Gilnick standing over this one from not too far out. I mean, whether she goes direct here, the run-up doesn't look that long. She might just cross it in. That was direct. That was direct, but a bit too much elevation on it. From the former now Melbourne Victory forward, Emily Gilnick, who, as we mentioned just then, is on her way to Mexico. Another opportunity for Emily Gilnick. She's a player who, under Tony Gustafsson, just sort of fell out of favour. I mean, there was obviously so many options to pick from when it comes to the front third for the Matildas. But Anthony Gilnick just wasn't really getting picked for Australia for the last couple of years. Hey, Joe Montemurro comes in and recalls the likes of Gilnick and Berryhill's back in the squad. There's a few players who are returning. So that's what I like as well. With a new coach coming in, there's an opportunity for not just new players, younger players coming through, but the experienced players who maybe have fallen out of favour with the national team to reintroduce themselves on the international stage. And it's great to see these players given the chance. And look, they deserve it. Like, Gilnick's been great for victory this past season in the A-League Women's competition, so they deserve the call-up, that's for sure. Nama asks, what's your thoughts on Perth Glory this season? Do you think they will make top 6? It's a good question because, and I'll tell you what, I feel like Perth Glory are the club we talk about a lot each season in the off season, being like, is this the season that they finally make finals? Is this the year they finally do it? Because, how many years has it been now since they made the top 6? Like 5-6 years, something like that. So, will it be another year without finals for Perth Glory, or is this finally the season to push up? The recruitment has been impressive. I think we can all agree on that. They've signed Brian Kaltak, Scott Wood, Sam Sutton. Callum Timmins is back at the club. And I'm sure there's more on the way. So another little mini rebuild for Perth Glory. A bit of a mix up at the back here for Panama. Australia have a corner. But in terms of whether they will finish top 6, they don't have enough to convince me yet. I don't think they'll necessarily push that far. It'll take a big step up, a big improvement collectively for that club to jump into the top 6 in the A-League men this season. Look, if they make a couple really good attacking signings, I think they could do it. I think they're a chance. But yeah, Adam Taggart just needs a bit more support. Corner for the Tillies. That's a good claim by Panama's goalkeeper, who has come on as a substitute early on here. For those who missed it, Panama's starting goalkeeper injured within the opening couple minutes, subbed off. We hope she's okay. And they've had to change out their goalkeeper early on here, Panama, but that's a good claim from their substitute keeper. Aside from that, half penalty shout 5-10 minutes ago for Panama, Australia haven't been particularly troubled at the back. 1 or 2 corners, but Tegan Mike was pretty comfortable with those. And we've had a lot of the ball, but in a similar sense against Slovenia, we're just trying to convert possession into quality opportunities. Nama asks, do you think Kaltak is on a marquee contract? We don't know. I don't think they've mentioned anything about that. I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Potentially, but yeah. I will say that, of course, myself and I think everyone was very surprised to see that Brian Kaltak went to Perth Glory. There was speculation that he was keen on heading overseas. I think there was some talk about India. Brian Kaltak, he's obviously he's been one of the A-League's best defenders in recent years, and it's a phenomenal pickup for Perth Glory, man. In terms of wanting to bring in signings to help them lift themselves up the ladder, bringing in Brian Kaltak and Scott Wootton, who, not this past season necessarily, but the season before, were 2 of the best centre-backs in the competition. The 23-24 season, Brian Kaltak and Scott Wootton were 2 of the best centre-backs in the league. So you've got 2 very experienced defenders there. So they've certainly got their backline sorted out, Glory, which is good. They needed to sort that out because they conceded way too many goals last season. Josh Risdon there, Sam Sutton at left back. You've got really experienced backline now, Perth Glory, who, if that backline gets gelling, that could become a really stubborn defence. Here's Australia on the attack. Murphy laying it off for McNamara, who's on the right now. She's everywhere. Holly McNamara's everywhere. Crossing. Low cross. Oh, great chance. Gilnick. Oh. Emily Gilnick just getting the feet mixed up. It took a little deflection, didn't it? Which probably caught Gilnick off guard, but that was a great opportunity for the Tillies. Put the boot through it, says Valhood. That's right. Oh, sorry, I'm reading Valhood's comment from earlier. I guess Valhood's comment applies to that situation as well, though, doesn't it? Half an hour in Bunbury. And, oh no, is Panama's goalkeeper is down here and potentially needing treatment. Is this right? Cordoba, who came on as a substitute goalkeeper after 5 minutes, is down on the turf, sitting on the turf, getting back to the feet now. Was there an injury concern there? Goodness me. Imagine if they had to make 2 goalkeepers. I hope they've got a couple of goalkeepers on the bench. Wouldn't that be miraculous? Remarkable. If they needed to make another goalkeeping substitution. Panama. Bit of a drinks break here for the players. Not an official one, but a bit of a stoppage in play. Getting the liquids going. Great vibes there at Bunbury, man. Looks like a good vibe. Everyone's up on those grassy hills watching one of the most popular sporting teams in this country, Bunbury, Western Australia. A few hours south of Perth. Australia. I've had a few half chances, but nothing really clear-cut just yet. Plenty of the ball. Plenty of promise. But who's going to unlock this Panama defence? Looking at that front three, Rassa's been dangerous so far. Gilnick, McNamara has been floating around the park. Tell you what, our defenders have had a lot of the ball, as they reckon up there. Their passing stats, Courtney Nevin and Natasha Pryor, the 2 centre-backs today. A new centre-back pairing for Joe Montemurro. More rotation from that front line, man. Gilnick's on the right, McNamara's through the middle, and now Rasso's on the left. So I almost wonder, it's almost like every 10 minutes so far of the game, that front three has completely rotated. And it goes along with what we said earlier, the fact that a lot of these players now are just their versatility. Some of these players can play a couple of different positions. Very handy thing to have as a football coach. Very handy thing. Touches in the opponent's box, 8 for Australia, 3 for Panama. Sounds about right. Rasso on the left. We don't often see Hayley Rasso off the left-hand side for Australia. But who knows? Could be a position where she could work a bit of magic, cutting in on the right foot. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along on a Saturday afternoon. Make sure to hit the like button, support the channel, support the stream. You can also consider sending in a super chat. Just updating my stream of the game here. We're going to jump a few seconds ahead. I'm sure you guys might be a little bit behind me. We'll update the timer. G'day, Carlos, in the live chat. Thanks for jumping in. All right, time is up and running. We have clicked past 35 minutes in this game. Carlos says, I'm from Panama. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Nama asks, are you planning to bring back match day recap? Are you referring to are you referring to the A-League live recaps that we were doing? I assume that's what you're referring to. The round recaps for the A-League. We did them on like a Sunday or a Monday. If that's what you're referring to, Nama, the answer is yes. Definitely keen to bring those back for the next season. I really enjoyed doing those actually when we did do them because it was a good chance to sort of come together after a weekend and discuss the round of A-League. Yeah, we did those streams for like an hour on like a Sunday or a Monday evening, and it was good fun. Panama are away on the left here. Australia's defender's getting back. That's a good little cutback. The cross comes in. Good thing Jamila Rankin's there. And it's going to be a throw in a dangerous position for Panama. Tell you what, man. When Panama have got the ball going forward, they look a little bit dangerous. Yes, indeed, Nama. Definitely keen to bring those back. That's for sure. Especially if you guys would be keen for that as well. As weekly A-League round recaps. Luke Ultra. Taranto taught me at my school. There you go. Adrian Taranto, who should be on the bench today. Of Western United. Another one of these A-League players who have gotten a call up to the Matildas squad for this camp. This first half has pretty much flown by. We are entering the final stages of it not long till half time, and the score remains 0-0. Australia need to be a little bit better going forward. That's obvious, I think. But I'll tell you what, Panama, man, have really matched us really well. They've not allowed Australia many opportunities on goal. McNamara on the halfway line. Goes left. Rasso now on the left wing. Numbers are central. How's the flag up? What? The offside flag is up. Who is off there? Is Haley off there? Haley Rasso offside, perhaps? Oh, she looked on. They're showing us the replay. That looked totally onside. I don't think there was ever a point there in that passage of play where Haley Rasso was in an offside position. But the flag went up. No VAR in a friendly match, which is sometimes nice. It's refreshing to experience a football game without VAR. So, that front three is really rotating around quite a lot. I don't know if there's any point changing what we've got listed there for the front three, but Rasso, Gilnick, and McNamara have swapped around so many times now. Joe Montemurro currently in conversation with assistant coach Emily Husband on the sidelines. You can see on the broadcast there. Emily Husband winning the A-League Women's 2025 Championship with the Central Coast Mariners. And has since departed the club, the Mariners, and now an assistant coach with Australia. Well deserved. Emily Husband has been fantastic at the Mariners. A couple of years back into the A-League Women's competition. Looks like a pretty chilly arvo out there in regional Western Australia, Bunbury. The jackets are out. Hopefully the rain holds off as well. Berry Hill just losing it in the middle of the park. Panama on the attack. That's a decent pass. Comes out to the left. Panama in the box. Great chance. Oh, it's off the post. Off the bar. And it's out of play for a goal kick. That is probably the best chance of the game. Damn, that was close, says Blinkus. On that left-hand side, the footwork around Torpy. Dude, that was very close indeed, wasn't it? I mean, Caitlin Torpy just losing her attacker there a little bit too easily. Just gave her too much space. Caitlin Torpy needed to get a bit tighter there, I think. Because that so easily could have been 1-0. Shots at goal stats on the broadcast. 2 for Australia, 3 for Panama. There you go. There you go. Elle says, wish I could watch Hate Paramount Plus. Well, hopefully our live watch-along can suffice. But yeah, is that right? This game's only on Paramount Plus? That's what I thought as well. Not on Channel 10. Not on Channel 10, just Paramount Plus, which has been a big discussion point amongst Australian football fans. There's been a similar situation with the Socceroos as well for the recent qualifiers. For Australia against Japan in Perth, that game was on Channel 10 free to air, I believe. But that second qualifier recently against Saudi Arabia away, that was only on Paramount Plus, wasn't it? Yellow card for Panama. Defender there as Hayley Raso was trying to break through. G'day, Tay Burns. Are you worried about the Mariners this season? Look, I'm optimistic that things are going to come together, but I think we're all a little bit worried. Mainly because of the lack of communication that we're getting from the club. There's been barely anything. As Lagazo headers wide. Good little chance there for Australia. But yes, to go back to Tay's question there, it is a little bit concerning. We haven't heard much in regards to what's happening at the Mariners with player transfers. I mean, there's also been a few departures recently. Some big departures from the Mariners. Old Docker. But the ownership situation, there's been, speculation and talk about what's happening there, and we just don't know what's happening. And that's the most concerning part, how there hasn't been that much clarity with the fan base. Just to even just update what is happening in regards to that situation. Even if there is no updates, just to let the fans know, to acknowledge maybe that there's been a lot of talk around the ownership situation. Yeah, I think all Mariners fans would love some more clarity from the club. But hey, as I mentioned, I am optimistic that things will work out. Mariners have gone through some tough times over the years, and we've pulled through. The Central Coast Mariners are a resilient club, and we know what it takes to pull through adversity. So we can do it again. We can do it again. Not long left. 0-0 between Australia and Panama in Bunbury, Western Australia. And I'll tell you what, it's Panama who've come the closest to breaking the deadlock. Great chance a moment ago, hitting the woodwork for the away team. And Australia are going to need a bit more of everything, really, in the second half. It's fair to say. A bit more going forward in attack. Defensively, overall, it's been all right. We haven't been particularly troubled, aside from that chance a moment ago for Panama, but it's clear that going forward, it needs a bit more improvement. Pass from Alana Murphy, a little bit wayward. Gilnick wins it back, goes backwards. Let's see if we can create just one more chance here. Of course, Panama's goalkeeper was substituted off early on in this game, so we may well get a few minutes added on here at the end of the first period. Come on, we can get at least one more decent chance here before half-time. Surely. Caitlin Torpy's pushed high up the pitch by the looks of things on that right-hand side. Playing it right back today, Caitlin Torpy. Looks like she's inside now. Wins a free kick. 7 minutes added on. Plenty of time left. Plenty of time. We hope Panama's goalkeeper is okay. Looked like a bit of a nasty injury with the knee, perhaps. And that's why there is so much time added on here at the end of the first half. Hayley Raso on the ball on the left. Good run. Ooh, is that a little trip? Heavy contact. Panama player goes down. Play is stopped. Yellow card for Rasso? My initial feelings are, was that even a foul by Rasso? She was challenging for the ball, the replays. It was great tenacity from the Matildas. I tell you what, it was probably a little bit reckless from Rasso. She was going in to win the ball, but the leg was thrown straight in there. Perhaps a little bit dangerous, indeed. So yellow card going the way of Australia. 7 minutes total added on. Plenty of time. This has been a good test, though. Panama have given us a real battle here, that's for sure. Both teams have been pretty well matched. We'll look at the stats shortly, but I'm sure we are dominating the possession stats, but possession don't win a game. Panama, looking dangerous going forward. Long-range effort is wide, but again, they're like, when you look at the two teams going forward, there just seems to be a bit more threat from Panama going forward. They look more likely. They're playing a bit more direct, Panama, of course, as well. Playing out from the back. Panama pressing high, and the ball's given away. Really sloppy from Australia out from the back. Another long-range shot. It's on target, but it's comfortable for Micah. But again, it's just concerning seeing how easily we're giving the ball away. Playing out from the back there. And Tegan Micah had the pressure on her. Blinker says we're struggling with their press a little bit. Yeah, that was a perfect example of it. Referee's gotten in the way there. What's happened? Lagaza, sorry, I keep saying Lagaza. Berryhill was going to go for the ball there, and referee got straight in her way. But if we can play past that initial press, if we can break through, it's fascinating watching this. You can see we're playing it up from the back. Panama really pressing here. Heavy. That's got to be a foul. It's a yellow card again. Tell you what, this is a friendly match, but that's what, the third yellow card now? Third or fourth? Salazar with the yellow card for Panama. It was a heavy challenge on. Flew in on Chidiac. Not holding back at all on the midfielder. Cleaning up Alex Chidiac. It was late too. This is a really good test, and I'm sure Joe Montemurro is learning a lot from this first half. You wonder whether there may be a string of changes on the way at half-time. I would not be surprised if we see it. I think we might need it too. It is lacking a bit of cohesion going forward. But here's Gilnick. Oh, and she shoots, and it's going to sail wide. Good little chance there. Australia with a rare moment breaking in behind Panama's defence. Still a few minutes to go here in the first half. 7 minutes total added on. Torpy. Chidiac, we've won the ball out the park. Torpy, good chance. It's good. Another example of just missing that quality at the end. Torpy, good little passage of play there, winning the ball, and not even sure if that was a shot or a pass from Torpy. Maybe caught in two minds as to what to do there. Picking up the ball. Didn't have a lot of time. If it gets clicking in the final third, if we had that, same thing against Slovenia. I remember we were saying that our last live watch along the other day against Slovenia. We could in that second game against Slovenia, we could have been up 3-4-0. The game ended 1-1. Another shot from Panama, just sailing wide. Tell you what, dude. You can almost go as far to say that Panama have been the better team. Credit to them. Really nice play off the left-hand side again. Number 13 for Panama. We're learning about so many of these players. She's been very dangerous off that left-hand side for the away team. Couple minutes left. Chidiac. Good drive through midfield. That's signature Chidiac. She loses it. Panama back in possession with a free kick. So, I tell you what, I mean, arguably, Australia's under Joe Montemurro, and this is now the third of 4 games total. This is probably the worst first half of football we've seen from Australia under Joe Montemurro so far. I don't think that's too harsh to state. I think that's a fair assessment. It just has not come together for Australia today, and not only has it just not worked in attack, but there's been a bit of frailty at the back, and Panama's press has been working against us. Berryhill's gone down hurt under a challenge. Australia back in possession, and that might see us through to half-time. Chloe Berryhill's in some agony here. And the physio is going to come on. Hopefully nothing too bad here. For Chloe Berryhill, the referee may as well just call half-time. Yeah, I want to see this replay. What actually happened here? Berryhill diving in. I mean, whether it was just a knee, maybe landing on the turf. It was a heavy fall. Oh, actually, the challenge wasn't great either. The challenge wasn't great. Berryhill went down, clutched in that right leg. That right knee is taped up too. That right knee's taped up. We already saw Panama's goalkeeper go off injured early on in this game. Do not want to see any more injuries. Of course. Lagazzo's going to head off the pitch, but that should see us to half-time anyway. 53 minutes of football played with his first half of Bunbury. Nil all. What do you make of that half of football? How have you felt about what we've seen from the Matildas? What do we need to see change? Because we need to see changes, man. That wasn't the best. Quite a lackluster half of football, 0-0, and I mean, we'll look at the stats, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Panama who's looking pretty strong when it comes to the stats. I mean, possession should certainly be the way of Australia, but Joe Montemurro, very curious to see what he does here at halftime. Is he tempted to make a bunch of changes? Going to look at the stats here from Google. 5 shots for Australia, 0 on target. 6 shots for Panama, just the 1 on target. That came from long range. 65% possession for the Matildas. Passing accuracy has been all right, 86%. 3 corners for Australia to 1. I mean, well, for both sides, the accuracy has been great in regards to shots. 5 shots, 0 on target for Australia. 6 shots, 1 on target for Panama. That's where both sides are struggling a little bit. There have been some chances, but nothing really amazing. That one opportunity to hit the post was a good one for Panama as well. Actually, that was probably the best chance of the game, we can safely say. But aside from that, it's been pretty comfortable for both goalkeepers. It really has so far. Looking at the lineup as well, I mean, where do you see it change? I mean, with Berryhill, you don't want to risk her with an injury, so whether maybe she'll come off at the break. But Micah playing in goals, she's been comfortable so far. Torpy, Pry, Nevin, Rankin, overall have been good so far. Chidiac, Murphy, Berryhill, I wonder if we may well see a change in midfield there. Rasso, Gilnick and McNamara have been rotating around, but haven't quite found the right combination just yet. Gilnick's had a couple of chances. She's probably looked like Australia's most likely. Rasso's had a couple of moments as well in wide positions, but they're not really coming to anything in the end. We're seeing glimpses, we're seeing little flashes of quality, but nothing really substantial for Australia. You know what I mean? Not leading to anything. In terms of substitutes, looking at some players we could bring on, I think I want to talk about attackers first of all. Remy Simpson's on the bench. Remy Simpson did start the last game against Slovenia. Grace Kuilamu, a new option for the Matildas, youngster from Brisbane Roar. She's in the squad. Michelle Heyman could provide something different forward. Briley Henry's there as well. We could even bring on Emily Van Egmond. That might actually be a decent change, maybe in that number 10 role, Van Egmond. Those are the more attacking players that we have on the bench. This is certainly, for this camp, for these couple games against Panama, this is certainly almost a second string Matilda squad. Having said, not doubting the quality of these players, but there's a lot of first team players who are missing from the squad. And I like that Football Australia have given Joe Montemurro the opportunity to really work with the players here in these camps, over 4 games total, and bring in heaps of players as well, heaps and heaps of players. Blinker says Van Egmond and Heyman could help cope with Panama's physical play. That's a great point. Yeah, I think Van Egmond, especially in midfields, she's so good at holding up the ball, holding off defenders. So, yeah, it has been physical, as you say there. Panama have already picked up a couple of yellow cards in this first half alone. So, yeah, we may need that. We may need that in midfield, I think. 3 top midfielders there already, and Chidiac, Murphy, Berryhill. But, yeah, Van Egmond is one of our taller, stronger players. So I think we might need that physical presence in the middle of the pitch. But hey, I mean, I'd still love to see, even if we are trailing, may as well throw someone like Grace Kuilamu in there, Briley Henry as well. It'd be great to see those players thrown in there just to give them a chance, give them something different. If we haven't scored after 60 minutes, shake it up. Shake it up, hey. Shake it up. Shake it up. But it's 0-0 at half time. How are we feeling? I don't think we saw any changes at halftime in the last game against Slovenia, did we, for the Matildas? So I'm trying to recall what we saw in game 1 against Slovenia. So, I mean, we may not see any changes at the break, but if we're going to see it in any game, it may well be this one. Big few weeks coming up in Australian football. Obviously, the Matildas have been the focus for the past couple of weeks now, but around the corner, Australia Cup. Some huge games coming up in the Australia Cup in a few weeks' time at the end of July. The details have been revealed for those games. Some great matches. Obviously, this round of 32 has pulled together some fantastic matchups. Very much looking forward to that in a few weeks' time. Few all A-League matchups as well in the round of 32. Newcastle, Adelaide, Perth Glory have Wellington Phoenix, and Western United Sydney FC. And then I'm obviously always great to have some all A-League matchups in the cup. They're the big ones, but there's some really exciting matchups with NPL teams. Apia Leichhardt, Melbourne City should be good. You've got Apia Leichhardt, who, when it comes to the cup, are generally pretty strong, taking on the A-League champions in Melbourne City in the Australia Cup. What else? SD Raiders, taking on MacArthur FC. Almost a bit of a derby match there, hey, as well. That game being played down in Fairfield, in Sydney. So you've got so many fascinating matchups. Auckland FC are in the Australia Cup for the first time. They'll be taking on Gold Coast Knights. So that's in a couple weeks' time. And there are plenty of matches there to look forward to, that's for sure. Nama asks, bro, do you miss the A-League All Access? Yeah, of course. I mean, it was great. And they're not doing it. They didn't do it for the last season, didn't they? I mean, it was, well, even the season before that they did it, but they did like mini episodes, right? They did like the shorter episodes. But a couple of years ago they did it, and the episodes were like what 20 minutes or something like that. 20 minutes, I think, right? Every week, and it was awesome. It was awesome. So we'd love to see them bring back A-League All Access. Maybe it was just a funding thing. Maybe they didn't have the money for it. There's obviously always talk about the A-League and money, and if they're able to do it, I think it's a great thing for them to have because storylines, man, that's the big thing. If we can really build up the storylines in the A-League, that's gonna help fans really engage with the competition, and that's what A-League All Access did. It really built on those storylines and gave fans a sneak peek, of what happens behind the scenes. I remember when there was wasn't there that great A-League All Access episode with, was it Ninkovic in the Sydney derby? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Wasn't there something that happened there? I'm trying to remember what happened now. It was a couple of years ago. Milos Ninkovic, who obviously made that big switch from Sydney to Western Sydney Wanderers. I remember that being a really fascinating A-League All Access episode. They're showing the ad on the broadcast now. It's just reminded me as well. Of course, not only is the Australia Cup in a few weeks' time, but before that, Wrexham are heading to Australia and New Zealand. Wrexham will be taking on Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC, and Wellington Phoenix over the next few weeks. And if I'm not mistaken, next Friday, this coming Friday, yes, is that first game. This coming Friday evening, Melbourne Victory will be hosting Wrexham. Which will be cool. That'll be our first look at an A-League team for the next season. Not only that, but at the end of this month, Perth Glory are hosting AC Milan, which is exciting as well. So even though it's A-League off season, there's still plenty going on, that's for sure. Very keen to do a bunch of watch-alongs for that stuff too. Might do some watch-alongs for those Wrexham games and especially the Australia Cup. So just make sure you're subscribed to the channel to keep up to date to when we pop up with the live watch-alongs. We took a bit of a break from the live watch-alongs towards the end of the A-League season, but we're back. Last week, just that Slovenia game was the first one we did in a number of months. And we are back with another one here, so we're definitely looking at highlighting the Matildas and Socceroos games with the watch-alongs. And Socceroos have got a few games lined up. It was announced just this past week. Socceroos will be heading to Canada in October. That should be fun. Of course, before that, Australia after Socceroos will be taking on New Zealand in a couple matches in September. So, which is good. It's good that we're already lining up some decent matches as we prepare for the World Cup. Great question. Hey mate, do you think Nicholas Milanovic will get into Popper's squad for the World Cup? Well, that's the big one. Like for the World Cup, I think Nicholas Milanovic is certainly on the radar. I mean, he is. He was part of that training camp, wasn't he, for the Socceroos a couple of months ago now. He's got a really exciting move to Aberdeen, and if he gets regular minutes there, and if he keeps doing what he was doing at Western Sydney Wanderers, it's almost inevitable that he'll be a part of. Whether he'll be part of the World Cup squad is a different conversation, but I think we will see Nicholas Milanovic make his Socceroos debut in the next 12 months. I think we will. If he has a strong season and he's playing regularly, and then if he's adding goals, if he's scoring goals regularly in Scotland as well, assists off the wing, I mean, yeah, it's an interesting talking point, the wide positions for the Socceroos, because I think it's one of the most competitive areas. When you look at the number of options we have there's some really good options. For the World Cup, we'll probably be only able to take, for both wide positions, like at least 2, maybe 3 wingers. You're looking at maybe between 4 to 6 wingers, maybe, for the World Cup. And, who's going to be there? Craig Goodwin is, who I think we'll expect will start for Adelaide this season. Craig Goodwin should probably be there again. I mean, Daniel Arzani's gone to Hungary. Nesri Erinkunda, does he return for the Socceroos? I mean, Riley McGree sort of plays that role now. Connor Metcalf. Nishan Velupillay, we know that Popper has favoured Nishan Velupillay, who has been good for Australia. That should be said. But yeah, man, I mean, in terms of Nicholas Milanovic, he's definitely in the mix. But those wide positions are so competitive that over the next season, if you're a winger, if you're a wide player, an attacking player, and you want to be in that Socceroos World Cup squad, you've got to be scoring goals and bringing the assists as well. And you know, Blinkers also says he still need to make Sydney still need to make 4 or 5 signings. Rex and Match might be Costa, a few other seniors, and some kids from the MPL team. It may well be. It is early on in pre-season for these A-League teams. So, yeah, that's right. Blinkers. Sydney do have a bit of work to do still. It is always it's great to have these clubs coming over to Australia and New Zealand and playing these preseason friendlies, but it's a good chance. I'm just excited to see A-League teams and back in action and see what they show us. Whether there's maybe a new formation or new personnel coming through. And the cool thing is, as you say, they're Blinkers. You might see some kids from the NPL team. It is an opportunity for some youngsters to show the head coach what they've got. Show their skills. So we might see that. We may well see that. Some youngsters utilised for that match. They just showed us a glimpse of the scenes in Bunbury. It looks like the rain's coming down. I said it earlier, didn't I? I was like, I hope the rain holds off in Bunbury. But it's looking like what's the temperature? Let's ask Siri. What's the weather in Bunbury, Western Australia?
It's currently raining and 16 degrees in Bunbury. Expect cloudy skies starting in the evening, then windy conditions starting tonight. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 15 degrees.
Okay. It's 16. Not freezing, but with a rain and a bit of wind, that's one of the most comfortable conditions. Beautiful weather for football, though, of course. Hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch-along here on Watch Football. I really do. The second half is about to get underway. My name's Lockie. We talk all things Australian football here on the channel. A-Leagues, Matildas, Socceroos. And second half about to kick off here between Australia and Panama in Bunbury, Western Australia. Hit the like button if you want to support the channel and the stream and what we're doing here. We are all about creating a platform for the fans to discuss all things Aussie football. Dude, the rain is coming down. They're showing the rain just teeming down at the stadium. It does not look comfortable, but hey, credit to the fans who've shown up in really strong numbers. We will keep an eye on whether there's been any changes for Australia. Tanner, number 15 for Panama, who's probably been the best player in the park so far. She's been great off that left wing for Panama. And here we are, underway in Bunbury. Kick-off for the second half. Scanning across the pitch. I can't see any changes. Looks like it might be the same 11 as the first half. Mihir. Excuse me if I'm getting that pronunciation wrong. You can please feel free to correct me, Mihir or Mahir. Asks, hey, Lockie, do you think Western Sydney Wanderers will go for more players in the next season, or is Aliqual the last one? Oh, I'm sure there'll definitely be more. Yeah, it's very early on a pre-season. But Wanderers, they've made a couple signings already. Philip Kanka also signed for Wanderers this past week. Defensive reinforcement. That's a good move. They've already brought in Costa Barbarosas, Steven Ugarkovic. The moves that Wanderers have made so far have been good ones. But yeah, they probably need maybe another wide player to replace Nicholas Milanovic. I think we may well see a few more transfers for Wanderers. The subs are warming up for Australia, but it's a free kick opportunity for Panama early on in this second half. They did not have many set piece opportunities in the first. The cross is all right, but a bit too close to Micah. Nama asks, do you think Juan Mata will stay? I get the feeling he will. I'm not going off anything. I feel like he will. But I hope that he plays more. We all hope that he plays more, man. He was sitting on the bench for so much of last season, so just hope he plays more. But yeah, I feel like he will stay. What's happening here with Panama? The player's gone down after this set piece. The boot slipped off as well. And she's gone down hurt. Just a completely accidental one. But the Panama player was in a lot of pain. By the looks of things, at least. Salazar, who picked up a yellow card in the first half. The boot slipped off there. Must have had a foot. Someone stepping on a foot, which never tickles. Leo Center 23. G'day, good to see you here. Welcome to the live chat here for this watch along. Appreciate you jumping in to say g'day. Ma, just missed your comment a moment ago as well. Didn't Sydney FC sign Akol Akon from Western Sydney Wanderers? That's right, yes. Young striker Akol Akon on his way to Sydney. That's right, Leo Senna, 23. I remember here last stream. I remember that. Okay, chance for Australia to drive forward. McNamara, 2 to a left. Drives to the right. Torpy goes with an early cross. Rasso. Come on. Come on, man. Rasso just muscled off it. No foul. And I've got to agree with the call. Just, we're taking too much time as well. Like, even on that little attack there for Australia, getting forward with some pace, it's like a bit too slow. Why slow things down there? I get that maybe that's the directive from the head coach to maybe slow things down at times, but yeah, man. Meanwhile, it looks like that Panama, well, they've got the stretcher out again. Salazar looks like she might be coming off here. Wow. So there must be some sort of injury involved. I mean, it was a bit of a weird one, hey? A boot slipped off. It looked like someone maybe just tripped on her heel and the boot slipped off. But it looks like Salazar, number 6 for Panama, is going to be stretchered off here. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Yeah. Leo said 23 says, I'm scared for Allianz because of the drainage issues, especially as a Sydney FC fan. Yes, there has been a little bit in the media recently about that, hasn't there? Bit talk around the SCG and its next door neighbour, Allianz Stadium, and in regards to what's happening there with the drainage situation. And there's been, I think I saw something about maybe they might have to do some works there, and whether Sydney FC may well be relocated for who knows how long. So, hey, we don't know anything official about what's happening there. But yeah, man, I mean, if I'm a Sydney FC fan, I'm not happy about that either. And we know Sydney FC had to spend a few years away from Allianz Stadium as it was rebuilt. And if they had to spend another season away from there, that'd be rough. That would not be acceptable. Okay, Micah at the back. Let's see what we can do here. I want to see if maybe Joe Montemurro has provided some different instructions for the second half. It wasn't a terrible half of football for Australia, but it certainly wasn't our best. We're going to need more, that much is obvious. So it's another change here for Panama. Another injury for them as well. Hopefully nothing too serious for midfielder Salazar. Shalene King coming on for the away team. Who have been good today, man. They've been very good, and they've been the closest to scoring. Tanner, the winger for Panama, had a great chance in the first half, hitting the woodwork. And I tell you what, if Australia aren't careful in the second half, we could lose this game against Slovenia. A win and a draw for the Matildas. And a new head coach, Joe Montemurro. Just a friendly match, of course, but we want to maintain the positive results as well as the positive performances. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us for this live watch-along Saturday Arvo. Hope you guys are having a good weekend wherever you're tuning in from. Make sure to hit the like button, support the channel. You can also consider sending through a super chat. Who do you think is the best striker for the Socceroos? Great question. Because it's not an easy one to answer. It's not an easy one to answer. It's a tricky time for the striker situation with the Socceroos because there's no one that really stands out, is there? If you asked me 6 months ago, I would have said Cassini Yengi. And he probably is still my answer. I'm a big Cassini Yengi fan, and he's recently moved to a new club in Aberdeen from Portsmouth. But hey, Mitch Duke, who obviously was very good against Saudi Arabia last month, and who else we got in the mix? Brandon Borello, Adam Taggart, but for me, it probably is between Cassini Yengi and Mitch Duke. But I think Cassini Yengi, I mean, hopefully he has a really good season, an injury-free season. If he does, he could well be the starting striker for Australia going forward. So my answer for that is Cassini Yengi. But I'm keen for, someone like Noah Botic might step up this coming season. He's going to Austria from Western United. So excited to see what he does in Europe as well. Leo 723 says, I'm probably going to go to the SD Raiders MacArthur game. It should be a good one, man. Should be a great one. In the Australia Cup Round of 32, a few weeks' time, eh? Should be a big turn-up for that one, I'd imagine, as well. SD Raiders hosting A-League opposition, MacArthur FC. So, corner for Australia. Caitlin Torpey's come over from right back. Not too much movement in the box as this one's going to be sent in. Short to Rasso, back for Torpey. Goes all the way back for Rankin. And her cross is blocked. So that move completely failed for Australia. I didn't mind what we're doing there. I thought Torpey could have swung that in, but wanted to go backwards again. And what was the plan there? Leo 723 says, I think Borello should not be picked for the Socceroos. Well, if someone like Noah Botic really steps up this season, Borello could slip out of the squad. But I don't mind Brandon Borello. He's a hard-working player. Does a lot of running. Tracks back a lot. And can even play out wide on the wing as well. So he provides a bit of versatility as well, Brandon Borello, which not all the Socceroos wingers, strikers do. Ten minutes into the second half, we haven't necessarily seen an improvement yet from Australia. It's still 0-0. But we're just waiting for it to finally click into gear for the Matildas. It hasn't come after 55 minutes. And, the substitutes are warming up as we speak. So when will we see the change made? Decent cross for Panama. Oh, Micah with the punch. And she's clattered into Brave goalkeeping from Tegan Micah. She got up for that one and punched it out. The cross was dangerous. Ooh, dude. Heavy fall too. Heavy fall. Hopefully she's okay. Great bravery, though, from the Liverpool goalkeeper, Tegan Micah. She seems to be a bit winded. Hopefully nothing too serious there. Tegan Micah's just taking her time. So again, we talked about some of the substitutes we could see come on. Michelle Heyman's on the bench. Emily Van Egmond. Grace Kuilamu could make her Matildas debut as well. Briley Henry. Options galore for Joe Montemurro. What does he want to do? Because, tell you what, as we tick past the hour mark very, very shortly, we're going to need to see something different from Australia here. Joe Montemurro, he's on the screen right now. He's on the broadcast. All eyes on the new Australia head coach. We're in a position of a lot of conversations going on right now. That's what we're seeing from the Australia's bench, the coaching staff there. Emily Husband, who's got the AirPod in. Joe Montemurro, the coaching staff there, all in deep conversation. How can we get ourselves in control of this game? Because to be fair, Australia have not... I mean, we've had a lot of possession, but we haven't necessarily been in control, dominating this game. Again, forward pass, just coming unstuck for Australia. A little bit of a mess here, going backwards. Panama, they're still in possession. And now there's a great chance here for Panama, who are in behind. The shot, Micah saves, the follow-up is in. Panama score. Well, it was coming. Oh my gosh, dude. A blistering move. Oh, stunning. Panama lead in Bunbury. What a sentence. It was just a complete mix-up at the back. Murphy and Pryor running into each other. The shot came in. The save from Michael was good and just not dealing with it. And as Blinker says here in the live chat, probably deserved for Panama. I think so. We've been talking about how they've been such a good match here for Australia, and if anything, they've been the better team. And I think we can confidently say that, yes, Panama have been the better team today, and they have the goal. And it's substitute as well. Shalene King, who came on, 5 minutes ago? 1-0, Panama lead Australia. This is the ultimate test now for Joe Montemurro so far. Rasso on the attack straight away for Australia. Into the feet of Gilnick. Chidiac is there. She shoots. Cleared off the line. And that's surely a corner. No, it's going to be a throw. Well, that goal has kick-started Australia into action. Great determination from Alex Chidiac to get a shot away. Panama are away again here. They've got space down the left. It's Tanner against Pryor. Tanner. She shoots and it just sails wide. Oh my goodness. Well, as we tick past the hour mark, this game has exploded into life. And we've almost seen 3 goals in 3 minutes. Chidiac so close. Cleared off the line by Panama. Incredible defending. And then they go the other end of the pitch and Tanner almost scores a second. I mean, this is, again, really the test here now for Australia. For Joe Montemurro, what does he do here? Now, Tegan Micah's down again here. Australia goalkeeper Tegan Micah just not looking 100%. Hopefully she's okay. And we're talking a lot about these changes. We are going to get the subs for Australia. It's Michelle Heyman and Adriana Taranto who are going to be substituted on here. Very curious to see who comes off for Australia. Taranto, midfielder, versatile, from Western United. Michelle Heyman, the A-League Women's greatest ever goal scorer, plays her football at Canberra United. Good options to bring on. Good options to bring on here for Joe Montemurro. So the staff, the physios with Tegan Micah right now, and I wonder if there's maybe a concussion here, potentially. I don't know what else they could be talking about. Micah is seemingly okay, but there was that heavy fall not too long ago. Changes are being made. Hayley Rasso's coming off. Chloe Berryhill as well. Interesting move to bring off Rasso there. Maybe just managing minutes. Rasso, one of Australia's better players today, that's for sure. So I imagine we'll see Gilnick shift to the right and Heyman through the middle. That is the assumption. And Taranto given the opportunity now. Great moment for her. Adriana Taranto from Western United. Well, the change is being made here to bring Tegan Micah off as well. Chloe Lincoln is on. So Micah not being risked at all. And Chloe Lincoln is on. So a trio of changes. Blinker says here, yeah, Micah off. Tough for the keepers. 2 goalkeepers off, hey. Panama had to bring their goalkeeper off after just a couple minutes, and yeah, now Australia having to make the change. Tegan Micah's off. A bit of a heavy fall about 5 minutes ago. She seemed to be okay, but after chatting with the doctors, she's heading off. So hopefully it's nothing too serious there for Tegan Micah. I mean, whether maybe there's some concussion, I don't know. So Chloe Lincoln's on. Taranto's on. Michelle Heyman's now leading the line for Australia. Looks like McNamara off the left, Gilnick off the right indeed for Australia. Panama are on the attack again here. Torpy. Clearance straight back to King for Panama. Gilnick back doing the defending. Australia trail here. We've had some really good form on home soil over the recent years, that's for sure. Australia. But here, against Panama, we are losing with less than half an hour to go. Possession in the second half. 2/3 for Australia so far this half. No surprise there. Matildas very keen to hold onto the ball no matter what. Final third entries, touches in the opponent box. These numbers are leaning the way of Panama so far in this second half of football. Playing out from the back here now. Matildas. Chloe Lincoln under pressure. Nevin's under pressure too. And that's going to be a goal kick. I mean, we talked about it earlier, didn't we? But struggling under this pressing play from Panama. One 0 to Panama. We will be live on Tuesday as well for Game 2 against Panama. That game being played at HBF Park Tuesday night. 6 p.m. local time, 8 p.m. on the east coast of Australia. A lot of playing out from the back here from Australia, but you can see Panama so keen to really press up high here. Close down Australia. Lincoln clears it. Heyman. Oh, pass just ahead of Chidiac. Great challenge at the back. It's coming unstuck. It's sort of in the middle of the pitch there. When we try to work forward, that's where the challenges are coming in. And in regards to that physical battle, we are losing it. We are losing it so far. Bit of a reshuffle in midfield there. Taranto alongside Murphy. Chidiac is seemingly playing that attacking midfield role. So it's going to be another corner here for Panama, who have been really, really impressive this game, we can say now. Leia 23 says, West Sydney Wanderers signed Alu Kowal. People say that they have genuine quality. Kowal was a bit disappointing last season, in my opinion. Yes, Kowal was very quiet last season. Didn't grab too many goals. But of course, Mariners overall really struggled last season. I think it's a decent move from Wanderers. Kowal, when he's on form, he's a top striker. He is very tricky to deal with. Alan Stajic that's that connection there as well. Alan Stajic was the head coach of Mariners when Ali Kowal was coming through at A-League level. I believe it was Alan Stajic who provided the platform there for Ali Kowal. So, really interested to see how Ali Kowal goes at Western Sydney Wanderers, but I think it could be a good move for everyone involved. Obviously, as a Mariners fan personally, it's going to be tough to see Kowal playing for a rival club in Western Sydney Wanderers, but I think it's probably a decent move for him. I think it is. Alrighty. This game's flying by, man. We've got almost 20 minutes left, and we really haven't created any quality opportunities at all after almost 70 minutes of football. Again, promising signs in those first couple of games against Slovenia, but this game is, again, probably been the worst out of the three so far under Joe Montemurro. This one's been the worst for Australia. I think that's fair to say. Try. Rankin on the left. Again, the physical challenges coming in from Panama, and it's working again. Panama win the throw. Jamila Rankin looks surprised. Oh, wow. Well, the broadcast has just shown us, I believe that Salazar, the midfielder who went off earlier, has been brought out in a wheelchair with her foot bandaged up or in a moon boot. Salazar, the midfielder's in a wheelchair. Wow. We hope she's okay. We hope it's nothing too serious, but wow. The boot, we remember that challenge earlier on this half. The boot slipped off. It looked like maybe, just had a heel trodden on and the boot just slipped off and wasn't too much else to it, but maybe there was a bit of damage there done, so hopefully she's all right. I'll tell you what, Leo Senna 23. If Sydney don't start the season well, I think Ufuk Tale's gone pretty early on. Yeah. There's so much pressure on Ufuk Tale now. He's out of all the head coaches, I think he's the one who probably has the most pressure heading into this next season. That's for sure. I think so. Another corner for Panama. In swinging delivery, headed away by Nevin. Tanner for Panama. Gilnick wins it. Nicely done. Can we get it going forward? That's a foul. That is a foul. Is it going to be another yellow? It's going to be another yellow. Dude, this is a lot of yellow cards for a friendly match. They are really coming out now. 70 minutes of football played in Bunbury, WA. Great to have the Tillies playing in a more regional part of the country. Great for the people of Bunbury. Weather's not the greatest. A little bit cold and rainy. In Australia now, got to see a bit of improvement in these final stages. Michelle Heyman trying to influence this game. Lays it off for McNamara. Gets cut off the pass. I mean, Panama just honestly, I don't Look, of course, Australia we could be better. We could be better in a lot of aspects. But I think a big factor as to why the scoreline is what it is because Panama have been so good today. They've been very, very good. Cross comes in for Panama again. Pryor gets to it first, heads away. They've just been physically better, defensively better. Their organisation's been very good. And going forward on the counter-attack, they look very, very good. So, yeah, man. I mean, this is a real good test here for Australia now. We're in a position where, again, we might be in this position in the Asian Cup. And, how do we respond? Trailing, a goal down. Another yellow card. Oh, my gosh, dude. Well, it feels like half this Panama squad are on yellow cards at this rate. Another yellow card, another foul. It's almost obvious now that this is the game plan from Panama to really, bring out the fouls, the physical play, because the fouls are going up and the yellow cards are coming out too, man. It's quite obvious. We've got to throw in a good position. Panama player down, stretching out the hamstring. Meanwhile, Emily Van Egmond is receiving some instructions. Yellow card stats. Matildas have picked up just the one yellow. 4 yellow cards for Australia. Well, this is a bit strange here. We've got a Panama player who's been... hamstring is being stretched, maybe a bit of cramp. Half on the field, half not. Sitting on the sideline. My here says, again, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing your name there. Tealies are in the AFF Women's Championship before the Asian Cup in August. Hey, I did see something about that online. I don't think we've seen anything from the Matildas, website or socials about that. So, yeah, I don't know what's happening with that, but I did see something about that as well. So we'll see what happens there with that. Taranto. Bit of space. McNamara. Heavy touch. That's a foul, surely. That's unbelievable. McNamara just heavy contact into the back. Play's allowed to go on, but we've got a corner anyway. I mean, it's so obvious now. Everyone can see Panama are just playing such a physical game and looking to really disrupt Australia's play going forward. And I tell you what, it's worked. It has worked. We need to I don't know, lift above that. We need to break through that. 15 minutes left in regulation time. Caitlin Torpy corner. Ugh. Not sure what that delivery was from Torpy. It's come out to Murphy. Dude, our set pieces have honestly been disastrous today. Whether it's, playing it back, going short, and then it just gets blocked, nothing happens, or... Torpy's generally a good deliverer of the ball, good striker of the ball, but, I mean, that was one to forget from Caitlin Torpy. Just sailed straight out of the box. Still got it in a good position here. It just doesn't feel threatening, though. Murphy's trying to win it. McNamara's offside. Rankin. Australia throw. I think that's the incorrect call. Panama look pretty unfazed when defending, man. They look unfazed at the back. We're not really testing them that much, hey? They're well organised. There is another player down here with cramp for Panama. Another one. And we're going to see a number of changes. 2 more coming on for Australia. 4 changes for Panama. Galabadarachichi is coming on for Australia. This is a big one. She's back for Australia. Haven't seen her feature for Australia for some years now. Emily Van Egmond also on. Gilnick is off. Jacinta Galabadarachichi. Emily Gilnick. That's one of the changes. We'll see if whether there's much of a tweak to the overall system here. Let's see if I can get the spelling here right. Galabadarachichi, one of the longest names in the squad. Just manages to fit in the screen there as well. Galabadarachichi. Excuse me from getting the pronunciation wrong there as well. It's obviously one of the longer names in this squad. But it's great to see her back for Australia. Looks like she might in fact be on that left wing. We've also got Emily Van Egmond who's on, and looks like she's taken up a position in defensive midfield. And a string of changes as well for Panama. So there's our front three. McNamara will shift over to the right. And looks like it's Van Egmond who has come on for Alana Murphy, perhaps. We are really in the final stages now of this game. Australia 0, Panama 1. Excuse me, it looks like Alana Murphy's still on the pitch. Taranto with a shot. Great chance for Australia. Great chance, Taranto. That was very, very good. Taranto, great chance. Looked like she's in that number 10 position. Murphy is alongside Van Egmond, defensive midfield. So Alex Chidiac was a player who was subbed off. Corner here for Australia. A bit more movement now in the box. Need a better delivery. It's a good one too. A little bit close to the keeper. She's got it. So that's what we've got now for Australia. Van Egmond in midfield. Galabadarachichi linking up with Taranto. Great opportunity for Australia. That was a best chance of the game there. You know, that's all it took. A little bit of direct play, a little bit more speed, and we're finally able to create an opening. And maybe that's all it takes. We've slowed down too much going backwards, and you know, we allow Panama to get set up behind the ball. It's too easy for them to defend. Hey, deep searching pass cleared away for a throw. Australia on the attack here as we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation time in Bunbury. Appreciate you guys joining us for our live watch along today. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And make sure to join us on Tuesday as well. We're doing a live watch along for Game 2 against Panama. That game being played at HBF Park, Perth. And hopefully we see a big improvement in Game 2, that's for sure. I mean, whatever happens from here, overall, this has been, out of the 3 games we've seen so far under new head coach Joe Montemurro, this has been the poorest of the performances. Panama haven't had as many attacking opportunities maybe in the last 10 minutes or so now. Australia really starting to control things, but Panama do have an opportunity now from the throw. We still may see a couple more changes for Australia. Montemurro seems to like making, pairs of substitutions at a time. Van Egmont's on, Taranto's on. Heyman, Galabata Achichi as well. Panama just taking their time with the throw in here. They have the lead. Happy to take their time. And with the goal kick now, Chloe Lincoln's going to get this one right. Australia have struggled playing out from the back. Nevin driving forward, looking forward, playing it forward. Torpy. A little bit of space down the right for McNamara. This is better from the Tillies. A bit more pace, a bit more direction. A bit more speed, determination. McNamara driving at the defenders. That's a strong challenge at the back from King, the goal scorer for Panama. And it's a goal kick, is it? Bro. Wow. G'day, Boston. Says, hey, Lockie, I'm at the Coastie house now. That's right. I remember you mentioned that, Boston. Hope all is going well. Thanks for jumping in the live chat. Lovely area indeed, isn't it? Yeah. Tackle stats on the broadcast. 14 tackles by Australia, 19 by Panama. It's been a physical game from Panama, and they've won. They've won in that area. Taranto's won the ball in midfield again. She's been very good since coming off the subs bench. Pass just deflected away. She was looking for Heyman. Adriana Taranto, Western United midfielder, now playing that number 10 role. Had their best chance for Australia so far, the Savo, with that shot from outside the box. Lincoln. Oh, Lincoln. Very coolly done there from Chloe Lincoln, playing it out. And it's a free kick. No, Natasha Pryor cannot believe it. And is in conversations with the referee here. The referee seems pretty adamant about it. Tell you what, nice play from Chloe Lincoln to get it out of the way, first of all. But Natasha Pryor has apparently committed a foul there with that sliding challenge. Free kick here for Panama. Second goal here, and that just about seals it. And they deserve, there's no doubt they deserve to be in front, I think, Panama. I don't think Australia have necessarily shown enough to suggest that they should be in front. Free kick. Looks like they're lining up for a shot. Oh, it is too. And Chloe Lincoln just had to be wary of that. I mean, it was straight at her, but there was some pace on that effort. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Panama. I think they're ranked. Where they're ranked 50. They're in the 50s in the FIFA rankings. Panama. I got to check that. Panama's currently ranked. Bear with me. 56. Man, they're playing higher than that. That's for sure. They've been great today. They've been very good today, Panama. McNamara with a bit of space. Edge of the box. Closed down in an instant. Wow, dude. I mean, Joe Montemurro, this is like... I'm so fascinated for Tuesday now. How does he approach this game? Because this is like... we've not been in this game. Panama are just winning the duels. So it's another corner for Australia. The corners are really starting to stack up. Rankin's going to go for the outswinger, but may well go short to Van Egmond here. Of course, Boston. It's It's always, and yes, I'm sure you'll love it at Industry Group Stadium. Well, I was going to say Industry Group Stadium. It's now Polytech Stadium. It was announced this week that Central Coast Stadium has a new name, Polytech Stadium. Rankin's outswinger. Falling in the box. Pryor's effort, goal bound. Saved by the keeper. Natasha Pryor's worked hard today. Comfortable save in the end. Wow. So, another change here for, two changes here for Australia. Apostolakis and Kualamu on. Great to see two of the squad's younger players coming on here. Players for the future. Apostolakis on for Torpy. Apostolakis. Excuse the spelling there. We've got some more changes. Time is running out for Australia. Apostolakis. Excuse the incorrect spelling there. And we also had Kualamu, who we probably expected McNamara to make way there. So Grace Kualamu of Brisbane Roar is on. Alexia Apostolakis, who plays her football at Melbourne City, on at right back as well. Two youngsters on. Again, and we're seeing that same pattern from Montemurro, making two changes at a time. That has been the pattern that we've been seeing. G'day, Fortnite. Good to see you here. It has been a while indeed. We are back with the live streams. Keen to bring him back. No worries, Boston. Thanks for jumping in, mate. Really appreciate it. Another change for Panama as well. I mean, this has been a little bit stop and start, hey, this second half at this point now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get at least 5 minutes added on. Another change for Panama. There's been so many subs for both teams. Both goalkeepers, starting goalkeepers, have been subbed off as well for both teams. Is there one more opportunity for Australia? Panama, who have been so good defensively today. Apostolakis goes forward with a throw. It just comes unstuck for Australia again. That's happening a bit too often today. Really interested to see, what Joe Montemurro, what his assessment is of this game in the post-match press conference. What has he made of this contest? What's his take on it? Where did it go wrong for Australia? What areas need improving the most? 6 minutes added on. Feels about right. Jamila Rankin pressured on the ball, forced to play the ball out for a throw. Well, 6 minutes now. Australia nil, Panama 1. Not the result that we want for Australia. In the last 5-10 minutes now, Australia clearly trying to play with a bit more pace. I mean, that much is obvious. With a bit more speed. There's a sense of urgency now amongst the Matildas players. They're aware of this situation. It's a good situation to be in, for new head coach Joe Montemurro. We're trailing in this game. How does this team handle this sort of situation? Van Egmond. That's a good pass. Kuilami's going to send this one in, and it's found Heyman, who's dropped back. Taranto's there, trying to drive through. Does well. Just loses it. And it's a goal. No, it's a corner. Corner, Australia. Fortnite says, sucks that the league is still so far away, mate. I've been so bored. That's right. Yeah, it's a long and painful off season. I mean, we're, of course, looking forward to the Australia Cup in a few weeks' time. That keeps us occupied for a little bit, doesn't it? So Van Egmond, outswinger, high delivery towards Pryor, whose head is on target. Bounces up. And not sure what Galabata was trying there. Just sort of lobbed it up and just went straight out. I think the set pieces, I mean, haven't worked out for us at all. Hey, I mean, they barely resulted in a shot on target. And we've had plenty of corners, man. We've had plenty of corners today. Seconds are ticking by for Australia. Work to do for head coach Joe Montemurro. Big disappointment, especially considering that such a strong attendance, thousands of fans here in Bunbury to watch the Matildas. But this is one of our poorer performances. Not just, I mean, obviously there's these new games under new head coach Joe Montemurro, but even in the past year or so, this has not been good at all. And that's a foul, pretty cheap foul given away there by Taranto. So Australia have been frustrated. We've been beaten in the physical battle. We've been unable to break down Panama's stubborn defence. And there is so much homework now for Joe Montemurro over the next 4 days. So much work to do. Another yellow card, dude. Taranto's picked up a yellow for that foul. $19 fouls committed by Panama this game. Australia just committed the 10. 19 fouls committed by Panama. Almost double, which tells you the story a little bit, doesn't it? Australia forced backwards again, man. Every time we try to look forward, there's just Panama jerseys there. That's right, Fortnite. This one is indeed just a friendly. Third game in charge for new head coach Joe Montemurro. Played 2 against Slovenia last week. Win and a draw. And we are a minute and a half away from Joe Montemurro's first loss in charge of Australia. Unless there's a miracle goal left at the end here for the Aussies. Ooh, Galabata raised the hand a bit here, and then the Panama plays down. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, we play on. Long searching ball. Panama deal with it yet again. It's been the common theme today. Final minute. 6 total. Added on. Bit of space on the right here. Kulamu. A lot of space, in fact. Delivers. Murphy edge of the box. That's Apostolakis. Oh, what a chance. Over the top from Heyman. For Australia's best chance of the game at the death. And Michelle Heyman, who has scored over 100 goals in the other women's competition, couldn't find the back of the net. I mean, it was a difficult one. It bounced straight down off the keeper. I mean, Apostolakis, great effort. That would have been an incredible goal for your first Matildas goal for Alexia Apostolakis. But Michelle Heyman, who, I don't know, was she offside on the follow-up? Like, what a chance. What a chance. Best chance of the game, but it's come too late anyway. Disappointing. So disappointing. Still we play on. We are past the 6 minutes added on and we are still playing. No, there's the whistle. Panama 1, Matildas 0. And look at the celebrations. What it means for Panama. Australia stunned. It's the first loss of the Joe Montemurro era. It comes after 3 games. That was a disappointing and really poor performance from Australia. It has to be said. That is no exaggeration. Clearly not good enough today. Credit to Panama. They deserve the win today, man. Lincoln says pretty poor. Panama were solid though. One ugly. They were physical. They were strong. Defensively so well organised and dangerous on the counter-attack. King on the 59th minute scoring for Panama. Great strike. They deserved it, man. But wow, stunning. 56 in the world, Panama. Australia fall to defeat here on home soil. Really curious to see what Joe Montemurro says after this game. And even more so curious to see how he approaches Game 2 against Panama in Perth on Tuesday night. We're going to be live for that one as well. We're going to be doing a live watch-along for that one also. And that's the great thing, the fact that we get another run at Panama. And we need to see huge improvement basically in every aspect there. The team just was not good enough today. So, hey, look, overall, we've been positive about what we're seeing from Joe Montemurro. I'm liking the system. More possession, in this game as well. Plenty of possession, but in this game, we just did not create quality chances, and we were completely beaten in a physical sense in this match as well. So, Australia 0, Panama 1. Join us live on Tuesday night for the live watch-along for Game 2. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this one. Thanks very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, guys. And I'll see you on Tuesday. My name's Lockie, and I'll see you in the next one.